City Beautiful voices, singing America the Beautiful. Please welcome City of Orlando Poet Laureate Sean Welcome, performing a new poem titled State of the City.
The multicolored pupils that make up what many call a small town in a big city is the substance of enchantment located center state. No pots of gold. 'Tis we who exist at the end of this reading rainbow, but don't hang on to every word of the poems. Hang on to every verb of the people. Grip tight to the actions that demonstrate pride in this city. May we protest peacefully. May we savor the painted murals of hope on our historic bricks. I've heard it once said that art decorates space and music decorates time. Let us repurpose the quotes that reclaim the calm. Let us repurpose the best of history like Lego sets to positively shape dates unseen. May we evolve at just the right pace, so the most vulnerable among us has space to grow in this innovative garden of time. There was a time when we called this town Jernigan. The journey from then to the blooming and booming citrus and milk industries produced places like the Milk District, where we currently congregate, updates and reflections on the state of the city. 150th anniversary. A place where poetry now occupies civic domains, where our attractions increasingly demand airline traffic, see Terminal C and the Bright Line for evidence. Your presence is evidence of this creative village. May the best cocktail of progress and sustainability validate our values. Speaking prophetically, may every neighborhood thrive. May every community be a reservoir of hope, every partnership waft of a fragrance in a cologne bottle labeled empathy. And the blank spaces on this canvas vibrate with love out of a broken faucet that can't be turned off, signing off, long live Swan City. Central Florida's heartbeat keep beating. Maybe 'tis we who draw the lightning down from the clouds. Santo, find the little flame that keeps the light shining and breathe. This is our Orlando. And now it is my honor to introduce our mayor, Orlando's mayor, Buddy Dyer.
Thank you, Sean. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Let's thank Sean for another outstanding poem as he concludes his 4 years of service as our Poet Laureate. And what an amazing performance by the City Beautiful Voices. They practice every day, not every day, they practice after work, so they can be part of our community. Their performance is just another example of how our city team goes above and beyond for our residents. So whether they're collecting solid waste, and that's not the musical group, but our solid waste department, or keeping us safe, they're such an important part of our community. So before we get started, would you please help me in recognizing the City Beautiful Voices and on our entire city team. Thank you. It's a privilege to work alongside every one of you. So this year, we're celebrating Orlando's 150th birthday. And if there's one word that embodies our history, it's reinvention. Harnessing the power of reinvention, generation after generation, is what makes Orlando different and special. From cattle and citrus, to a military training epicenter that would help us win World War II, to the growth of the aerospace industry that would help launch America to the moon, to leveraging that military legacy as a leader in modeling, simulation, and defense, to growing into a hub for bioscience and medical technology, to becoming America's new melting pot, to our reputation for unmatched quality of life, to building an opportunity ecosystem and America's #1 community for job creation. It's harnessing the power of reinvention, decade after decade, that's made Orlando the place where everyone's choosing to visit, choosing to invest, and choosing to live. We don't have to look far to see the power of reinvention. The Plaza Live, where we are today, and the Milk District are great examples. In the late 1800s, this was the heart of Florida's citrus industry. In the 20s, a guy named Thomas Gilbert Lee, who you may know as T.G. Lee, turned one milk cow, he had one milk cow, into this dairy empire. And as Orlando grew, cows roaming our streets, let's just say that became impractical. So we did what cities do. We passed an ordinance banning cows from our streets. That's a true story. In the 50s, this area was reinvented once more when the Colonial Shopping Plaza was celebrated as the shopping center of tomorrow and the largest retail development in Florida. And it was also the site of the city's, this building was the site of the city's first movie theater. And if there are old timers here, you remember that these chairs were rocking chairs, so you could rock nicely and watch your show. Over the next several decades, this building became a live music and arts venue where some of the biggest entertainers performed. And recently, the plaza reinvented itself once again with a $10 million remodel that was recognized by the state with a prestigious Landmark Preservation Award. So the plaza's recent evolution happened alongside the reimagination of the surrounding neighborhood, now known as the Milk District, into one of Orlando's hottest spots for arts, dining, and entertainment. And this is just one example of how our community has leveraged reinvention and rebirth as the engine of progress. And there are so many more. So, as you might guess, we will explore some of these powerful stories this morning. We'll also have some fun with Orlando history trivia. And as we examine our legacy of reinvention and how it has shaped our present and is powering our future, we must recognize that the city we love today was not created by accident. It's a result of thoughtful planning, leadership that's prioritized listening to what our residents want, and then leveraging partnership and collaboration to turn those shared aspirations into reality. It's a result of three important actions that we've prioritized year after year, decade after decade. Number one, doing the basics of local government and fiscal responsibility at the highest level. Two, consistent and strategic investment in our future. And three, embracing bold innovation and big ideas. Okay, so let's start with the basics. In my career, I've had the opportunity to experience every level of government pretty up close. And what makes local government so unique and important is that we don't have to interpret what we think our residents want. Our bosses are with us every day. You're out here right now. You're our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers. They're the residents who say hello at the grocery store. And if you think I'm kidding, there's no better form for feedback for an elected official than the checkout line at Publix. We have the privilege of listening to what residents want and what they need, and working relentlessly every day to turn their policies, their priorities, into reality. And every city is different and has different priorities. Year after year, Orlando's residents have said they want the basics, the core functions of municipal government done at the highest levels, and we deliver. Residents want and deserve a safe city. That's why keeping Orlando safe is our most important job. That's why we invest more money in police and fire protection than we collect in property taxes. Listen again, we invest more money in police and fire than we collect in property taxes. There's probably going to be a discussion about property taxes, so I just want you to understand that. For example, last year our city generated $360 million in property taxes. We actually invested $406 million in police and fire. In this coming fiscal year, 2026, property tax collections increased by $21 million, but we've increased our police and fire investment by $25 million. This consistent investment to add officers and ensure they have the cutting-edge technology and training is a big reason why we're seeing one of the largest reductions in crime in our history. This year alone, homicides are down 50%. Homicides are down 50%. Violent crime is down 14%, and residential burglaries are down 30%. And 100% of our homicides have been solved this year. Our residents want reliable trash, recycling, and yard waste collection, right? Every week, our solid waste team makes an incredible 189,000 stops, missing a pickup only 0.03 of 1% of the time. How about that? Our residents want a walkable, bikeable city, and that's why we've added 500 miles of sidewalks. And we've grown our system of dedicated bike trails from just 8 miles to more than 84 miles. And our residents want great public parks and green spaces. And that's why we've grown the amount of green space in our city by 25% in the last 20 years. And now we have more than 4,600 acres. To give you some perspective, 4,600 acres is roughly 1/3 the size of Manhattan. And speaking of parks, who's up for some trivia, a little trivia? In 1883, this man, known as the Cattle King of Florida, offered to donate a strip of land he owned around Lake Eola on the condition that the city maintain it as a park. Was he A, E.H. Gore, B, Jacob Summerlin, C, E.W. Spear, or D, William C. Stubblefield? Guesses? Everybody got it right. It's B, Jacob Summerlin. And when you spend time in our parks, you know his legacy is alive and well. Our residents want city services that are easy to use and access. And that's why we built a digital city hall where close to 400 city services are available 24/7. Last year, we handled 75,000 digital requests, everything from reporting potholes to applying for permits to registering kids for summer camp. Our residents want transparency and accountability, and that's why we've kept our millage rate unchanged for more than a decade. That's why we deliver a balanced budget every year, and that's why our city is consistently recognized as one of the most fiscally responsible and well-managed local governments in all of America. Our strong fiscal management allows us to fund projects that will shape our city for the next 150 years. They include a new training facility for our firefighters, 2 new fire stations in the rapidly growing southeast part of our city, renovations to the baseball fields at Azalea Park, major improvements to Trotters Park, improvements to make Corrine Drive safer and pedestrian-friendly for both pedestrians and cyclists, replacing aging stormwater infrastructure to prevent flooding in neighborhoods like Harrelson Estates, Colonial Town, and Richmond Heights, and renovating one of our city's most beloved outdoor amenities, Harry P. Lou Gardens. Now, some of these projects are exciting, like the new 14-acre park in Lake Nona with basketball and pickleball courts, a playground, splash pads, walking trails. But much of what we're doing, like lift station improvements, baffle boxes, wastewater system maintenance, not going to grab headlines, but they will when they break. And we know that this work can sometimes inconvenience residents, but this is critical infrastructure that we all depend on. And it's important to note, even as demand for these core services have exploded because of our population growth, our strong financial management has allowed us to do this work without raising taxes. And that is something that should grab headlines. So when we talk about the basics, we naturally focus on projects and programs, but that doesn't capture the full story of how doing so helps create a strong city. If you want to see the result of investing in the basics, what it really looks like, meet Leslie Diaz. Leslie grew up off Curry Ford Road, where she became a standout lacrosse player, earning a college scholarship. But in 2023, a family emergency forced her to give up her athletic dreams, graduate early, and come home to help her parents. Without the rigor of college sports, she struggled to find her passion and purpose. That's when she began working at our Englewood Kids Zone. While there, she learned about the Orlando Fire Department's cadet program, an effort to attract more women to the profession and remove barriers for Orlando residents from all backgrounds to pursue careers in firefighting. A chance meeting with program leaders sparked her interest. Fast forward for today, and Leslie has found what she calls her dream job at the intersection of teamwork, physical activity, and helping others. She was chosen as her class leader and will graduate next year as an Orlando firefighter. And although Leslie isn't with us this morning, because guess where she is? In an EMT class. We are grateful that she has chosen to serve and protect us. All right, that was part one. When we do the basics right, it allows our residents to look beyond day-to-day needs and focus on shaping the future we want for our city. And that's why the second action we prioritize year after year is continually planning for and investing in our future. This is especially important in the city that's grown so fast throughout our 150-year history. So got another trivia question for you. At the time of its incorporation in 1875, the town of Orlando's population was 85 residents. Today, our population exceeds 335,000. Does anyone know what decade saw the greatest population increase? And that's by percentage. Okay, 3 guesses. Somebody? It was not the 70s, it was not the 80s, and it was not the 90s. It was the 20s, a period known as the Great Florida Land Boom. And we stand on the shoulders of incredible leaders and visionaries who showed us why investing in our future is so important. In the early 80s, Mayor Bill Frederick saw a town that was about to explode in popularity and in population. He worked with our community to make a historic investment in modernizing our transit infrastructure and essentially re-plumb downtown. This would set the stage for downtown Orlando to become the economic and cultural hub of Central Florida as we know it today. Mayor Frederick is also the answer to the question, what local leader helped blow up the former Orlando City Hall as part of the movie Lethal Weapon 3? And just for the record, I have not been offered any film roles. Similar to Mayor Frederick's time, our current population boom has come with both challenges and opportunities, particularly when it comes to housing. The influx of residents choosing to call Orlando home fuels our economy, enriches our culture, and drives innovation. But it also increased housing demand faster than supply can keep up, increasing costs dramatically and forcing people to make tough choices. Our residents are asking us to help solve this complex challenge. At its core, housing is about choice. Everyone deserves the ability to choose housing that fits their lives. A studio near work, townhouse for a growing family, or a single-family home in a walkable neighborhood. But choice only exists when there's enough housing to meet demand. Right now, that's not the case. With 1,500 people moving to our community each week, at this moment we'll need 10,000 additional units just to meet the current demand. In less than 10 years, we'll need another 50,000 units. And that's why we're reinventing our approach to housing, rooted in the belief that every new unit matters, whether it's a single-family home, a townhome, an apartment, or an accessory dwelling unit. That's why we're removing barriers and investing in infrastructure to make it easier for the private sector developers to deliver residential units our community needs. We've worked very quickly to create a pipeline that has delivered 9,200 units under construction, 18,000 units approved or in the permit review, and new zoning in place for close to 40,000 new units. We're also continuing to unlock new opportunities through modernizing land use and zoning. For example, our Orlando Unlocked initiative helps increase density in ways that strengthen neighborhoods, enabling granny flats, townhomes, and apartments to be built in more locations throughout our city. Another way that we're creating housing solutions is through the power of infill development. If you haven't seen the area where Orange Blossom Trail meets Princeton Street lately, think real quick where that is, you're in for a surprise. Through a partnership with Dr. Phillips Charities, this former industrial area has been transformed into the Packing District, a new live, work, play corridor with an emphasis on urban agriculture that includes the Four Roots Farm, a new YMCA, a Publix and retail district that's easing the food desert dynamic on our city's west side, a food hall, and almost 800 new housing units with a wide range of options from studio apartments to townhomes. The 85-acre Grove Park that includes green space, the New Orlando Tennis Center, a wetlands area, and a future dog park. Here in this neighborhood, the Milk Stacks is another example of this approach to reimagining underutilized space. We worked with Atrium Development to create a variation of the traditional apartment that includes live-work units that combine residential spaces with commercial areas, including retail storefronts, fostering a blend of living and entrepreneurial opportunities within the same building. The Milk Stacks is important for what it is, but it's also important for where it is. It's one of our 12 Main Street districts. In 2008, our city reinvented the way we support small businesses. We began working with our neighborhoods to create and grow their commercial districts into organic, authentic ecosystems that emphasize local independent businesses. 17 years later, we now have a dozen Main Streets. 17 years later, we are nationally recognized for our Main Streets, which are responsible for more than $2.4 billion, billion with a B, in economic impact and neighborhood improvement, nearly 3,000 new businesses, close to 15,000 jobs, 117,000 volunteer hours, 30 Michelin Guide recognized restaurants, and more than 300 yearly events. Our Main Streets are also a big reason why Orlando tops so many best city to start a business lists year after year. Our 12 Main Street district directors are here. Would you please stand and let's give them a hand. Awesome. These numbers and accolades are great, but they don't capture the full impact of our Main Streets. If you want to see what investing in our future and investing in small businesses really looks like, I'd like to introduce you to Ashley and Izzy. During the pandemic, Ashley turned the cookies she was baking out of a small kitchen in their apartment into a business, Fat Ash Bakes. I made sure that I said that about 20 times before I came out here. I got that right. Over the last 5 years, this couple made what at first glance might appear to be a typical bake shop into a business that's anything but typical. They turned cookie making into an art, whether it's their one-of-a-kind social media presence or the bake night events where they bring people together to share treats and conversation. Fat Ash Bakes has earned a legion of devoted customers. Earlier this year, they opened a retail location at the Milk Stacks. Ashley reinvented her career in our city, and she and Izzy are here with us today. Please stand so everybody can meet you. I think I speak for every cooking-loving resident when I say we are grateful you're following your dreams here in our city. Okay, third part. Investing in our future has fueled so much of the progress we've experienced and the unmatched quality of life that we share. It's also empowered our residents to dream big. That's why the third action we prioritized is embracing bold innovation and big ideas. As we said earlier, we stand on the shoulders of incredible visionaries. Another is Mayor Glenda Hood, who served from '92 to 2003. From World War II until the 90s, the area we now know as Baldwin Park was a huge military training facility. When the Navy closed the base, Mayor Hood faced the challenge of losing its economic impact and having what was described as, quote, a 1,000-acre hole in the heart of our city. Believe it or not, Baldwin Park was controversial at the time. Skeptics criticized the idea of master planning an entire neighborhood from scratch around the principles of walkability, conservation, and a live-work-play dynamic. Because of Mayor Hood, Baldwin Park is a global model for adaptive reuse and urban redevelopment. In honor of her contributions to our city, we're excited to announce that we are renaming the park around Lake Baldwin in her honor. The success of Baldwin Park gave us the confidence to continue to champion bold ideas. That's exactly what we did in Lake Nona by reinventing cow pastures into one of the world's great new bioscience and medical industry clusters, surrounded by neighborhoods that prioritize walkability, wellness, and quality of life. It took time and careful planning for everything to fall in place, like securing one of the largest VA hospitals in the country, but Lake Nona has surpassed our wildest dreams. The great news is, with our partners at Tavistock, we're not even close to tapping its full potential. The medical city is growing with UCF's new College of Nursing that opened this week, the Play and Plug innovation platform at Guidewell that will help attract health tech startups, innovative companies that are creating the careers of tomorrow, like Blue Origin and NewView, are choosing Lake Nona for their operations. The area will continue to serve as a model for smart growth as we bring Sunbridge to life, with 5,700 single-family homes, 1,600 multifamily units, 500 new hotel rooms, more than 9 million square feet of industrial, office, and retail space. These are huge numbers that help create housing solutions and diversify our economy. But the true magic of Sunbridge lies in the way it's designed as Florida's most sustainable and most environmentally integrated community. I'm going to give that some applause myself. And it wasn't long after Lake Nona came into being that our community embraced another big, bold idea, reinventing downtown into a true sports, arts, and entertainment destination and providing our residents with world-class amenities. It's hard to believe that we are celebrating this year the 15th anniversary of the Kia Center and the 10th anniversary of the Dr. Phillips Center. And we're working to upgrade Camping World Stadium so it can continue to host major sporting events and concerts. In the last year alone, our venues hosted a combined 1,200 events, bringing 3 million people to our downtown. Our venues gave us the confidence to dream big when we were figuring out the best use of the old Amway Arena site. We could have done a lot of ordinary things with 68 acres in the heart of our downtown. Instead, we chose to shoot for the moon. One of the reasons why is very personal. You see, I have the privilege of serving as your mayor, but I am, and always will be, a dad first, and now a grandfather. And when we started working together, it was clear we needed to do more to connect our community and our young people with greater opportunity. This was especially true in Paramore. We had a big, bold idea. What if we could reinvent those 68 acres into a true village? Not just a collection of academic buildings, not just an area where innovation companies are next to one another, and not just a large redevelopment project that neighbors a historically African-American neighborhood, but rather a true village where these elements are strategically connected, where each part strengthens the other. A true village designed not only to drive economic growth, but with deep intentional connections to the Paramore community around it. A true village with the power to change the lives of those who live there and work there and learn there or spend time there. Today, this audacious vision is a reality. Today, our creative village is home to more than 1,000 employees at Electronic Arts Orlando Studio, the UCF and Valencia downtown campuses, and the world's best graduate video game program. The ACE School is next door. The FAMU Law School is around the corner, a true cradle-to-career pipeline in the Paramore community. And today, Creative Village is more than a redevelopment project. It's a blueprint for Orlando's future and a pathway for our children's future. And if you want to see what the world-changing power of Creative Village really looks like, meet Kiana Mims. You'll really cheer once you've heard the story. Kiana has been involved with the Paramore Kids Zone since 9th grade. And as many of you know, we created PKZ in 2006 with the goal of reducing juvenile crime, improving school performance, and helping children succeed through early childhood programs, tutoring, mentoring, college prep, mental health services, and family assistance. In addition to PKZ, Kiana took part in My Sister's Keeper and our youth employment program. Kiana is a proud member of the Jones High School class of 2025. She received the Rosen Scholarship and the Valencia Access Scholarship. Starting this week, Kiana will attend Valencia's downtown campus where she plans to major in construction management. Each step of the way, her city believed in her, invested in her, built a pathway that matched her ambition, that allowed her to pursue big, bold dreams without ever having to leave her neighborhood. Kiana is with us this morning. Please, will you please stand so everybody can meet you? We're so proud of you. Thank you, Kiana. Our commitment to embracing big ideas and bold innovation continues to shape our future and create a higher quality of life, which includes ease of mobility. Our airport is an important part of that legacy, from playing a pivotal role in World War II to becoming the venue that helps transport 60 million visitors to our community every year. Our airport is also where we're pioneering the next generation of transportation, and it's the only place in Florida where planes, trains, and automobiles truly converge. We're already connecting Orlando and South Florida with Brightline, but we must dream bigger. That's why we're working to connect Sunrail to the airport and expand operations to nights and weekends. I'm going to pause there for... That's why we're working with partners like Universal Orlando to connect Sunrail with Brightline and make the Sunshine Corridor a reality. This will create a true regional rail network that connects our entire area to our airport and hospitality district, and then to Tampa. But it doesn't stop there. Advanced air mobility is the next great leap in transportation. And it's going to be the next great leap in logistics and delivery, the defense industry, and even public safety. It will unlock massive economic opportunity and create a higher standard of living. We want to be the place where this game-changing technology is pioneered, tested, and deployed, and where the companies making it all happen call home. That's why we're preparing Orlando to be one of the first communities in America to welcome flying cars and taxis. That's why we're embracing drone technology that will soon deliver goods to our homes from the air, and that has the potential to reinvent the way we do everything, from responding to emergencies to doing inspections on buildings and roads and bridges. Much of this may sound like science fiction right now, and it probably sounded the same way when communities that helped pioneer America's greatest advances started doing so with the web and the smartphones that we rely on. If we close our eyes and imagine a future that we want for Orlando, we can reinvent our beloved City Beautiful once again into a true statewide multimodal transit hub. We can reinvent ourselves into Airlando, America's home of advanced air mobility. Our final area where residents have said that they want to embrace big ideas is in sustainability and resiliency. Nearly 20 years ago, we began a journey to become the most sustainable city in the Southeast United States. Key to our journey was a commitment to achieve 100% clean energy for municipal operations by 2030. Yes, this is about fighting climate change, but it's also about saving money and increasing operational efficiency. It's about protecting our finite resources like our land and our water. It's about making our community more resilient to the extreme weather we experience. It's about the jobs of the future, energy independence, and positioning our city and our state at the forefront of the solar economy. Sustainable investment is just that. It's investment. It's upfront investment that pays for itself over time and then generates a return in dollars and jobs and other tangible benefits. For example, our recycling program takes things that can be reused out of our waste stream, thereby extending the life of our landfills. So that we don't have to build more landfills to serve our exploding population. I can think of a lot better uses for precious land than landfills, can't you? Forrest certainly can. We invested in energy efficiency upgrades at 60 of our city buildings, and those upgrades now generate $2.5 million in savings in energy costs every year. We use those savings to pay for all of those upgrades and to fund more than half the cost of our new police headquarters. So adding electric vehicles to our fleet now saves us more than $60,000 in annual fuel costs. Our Orlando Wetlands Park continues to be a global model for sustainability. It's a 1,600-acre wetland that safely and naturally filters wastewater. It's a mini Everglades that's become a worldwide destination and for nature-based recreation. Those are some examples, big and small. The bottom line is they add up to real savings. They make us more resilient to the impacts of hurricanes and summer storms and extreme heat. And today, we're excited to announce that our city will meet our goal of 100% clean energy for municipal operations a full 3 years early in 2027, becoming the first major city to do that. In so doing, we will be one of the first major cities in America to reach that achievement. So in closing today, we've obviously focused on the results of 150 years of reinvention and rebirth. But we must always remember the city we love is only possible because of our residents. And that's every one of you. Our neighborhood groups, our faith leaders, our civic groups, our small business owners. There are so many partners and friends to recognize. Bear with us just for a minute while I say thank you to a few. First, our city commissioners, Jim Gray, Tony Ortiz, Robert Stewart is not with us today because he and his wife are celebrating their 49th anniversary. Patty Sheehan, Shan Rose, and Bakari Burns. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings is here with us today. Our great member of Congress, Representative Maxwell Frost. And as we look at this crowd, we have more elected officials from every level of government and from all party affiliations than we've ever had before at one of these State of the Cities. So what a testament to our focus on collaboration and partnership. Although we can't name you all, I took a poll of the crowd and they asked that we do it this way. Would you all please stand together and let us recognize you? My wife, Susie, is here with us today. Susie. My sons, Trey and Drew, and their spouses, Hannah and Olivia. And our grandson, Forrest, who will be 2 years old in a couple weeks. My mother, Nancy, is here. Thank you all for your love and support, and that's 4 generations of Florida Dyers in the house. Our residents are responsible for so many great days in our city over the last 150 years, but it's perhaps our worst day that showed the enduring power of our people. On June the 12th, 2016, 49 angels were taken from us at the Pulse nightclub. We are proud to be moving forward with a memorial that will be complete in 2027. But what I remain most proud of is the way our community showed the true measure of its shared character on that dark day. There's just something special about our residents, whether you've lived here your whole life or you just joined us. It's like we all seem to share a common trait in our hearts and a common bond. It's a bond that prioritizes treating each other with respect, with compassion, and with understanding. It's a bond that recognizes that welcoming those from different backgrounds only makes our community more vibrant. It's a bond that understands that we have much more in common than what divides us. So it is my sincere belief that this bond, more than anything else, will help Orlando own the next 150 years. Thank you so much. God bless America, and God bless the city of Orlando.
Thank you for attending this year's State of the City address.